Hi everyone, here with just a few little hints for number 18, the Tmea number 18. Again, go back and make sure you're reading the performance guide that Dr. Card wrote. Dr. Card selected the A2s this year and she wrote some very informative notes. It's on the Tmea website, so go back, make sure you check that out. There's also some errata there, so you may want to keep your eye on that, but that's absolutely required reading, okay? For this one, number 18, start slow and have your metronome. You might want to have your metronome on the 8th click to start with, all right? So you may want to, dee da da dee da da dee da 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 dee. You may want to put it, on the 8th click. Start slow. Really learn these notes. Don't go faster than you can play it. Remember, you're building a foundation by starting slow. And if you try to go too fast too soon and you're playing wrong notes, you're kind of practicing wrong notes. So make sure you really start slow. And you can have your metronome on the 8th click here, all right? Eventually, we'll move to the big beat and we'll feel a dotted quarter note click. But start out slow. Make sure you're putting your fingers in the right place from the beginning on this one, okay? Dr. Card talks about having tons of air behind your fingers in this one. Absolutely, right? Tons of air pressure. It's forte at the beginning, so you can, there's no problem. We don't have to tiptoe around. Play out nice and big, tons of air behind your sound here, okay? Keeping these 16th notes very, very even. The first spot I want to talk about is measure 5 and 6, and I'll measure 13 and 14. I hear a lot of people play these rhythms incorrectly. So look, make sure you're paying attention here that we're in compound meter, measure 5 and 6. Here you've got an 8th rest, 4:30 seconds, and then 8th rest, 4:30 seconds. So if you're starting slow and you've got your metronome on your 8th click, so this is the 8th click, then you're really making sure that these 30 seconds are in the right spot, right? All right, so there's a real space. There's a real space there, all right? And what I hear people do sometimes incorrectly is in measures 5 and 6 and 13 and 14, they'll play it sort of in a duple. And they'll play bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum. But that's not really what it is. We're in compound meter, and you need to make sure that the 30 seconds are on the 3rd 8th note of the measure and the 6th 8th note of the measure, all right? So again, having your metronome on the 8th click can help you really groove that, all right, and make sure that that's correct. Not only that, but during that 8th rest, it's a small space. I mean, it's not a huge space there, but move your fingers to the next note. Put your fingers to the next note. So in measure 5, we play the A, and then immediately in that space, get your fingers to the next note, the C, all right? So. So I'm immediately in that 8th rest, I'm moving my fingers to the next note, all right? And that's gonna help you negotiate these 30-second notes when this starts going faster. And the same thing goes for measures 13 and 14, okay? Same rhythms, different notes. So just really pay attention to these measures because I hear these measures played incorrectly a lot. So really make sure that you're subdividing, all right, in here. Have your 8th note, your metronome click going, and then when you go to perform it, you'll feel it inside, okay? So at the meno mosso, measure 17, it goes slower. Also really try to find a different mood here. So it goes a little slower, and it's piano, it's intimo, so intimately. Really try to find a different mood here. So we're going. Find something that really provide a difference, really try to be musical. That'll help make your performance stand out to the listener, to the judge, okay? Really try to find something like there. So it's slower, meno mosso, but also really try to do something different. Really try to change the color, change the mood, change your sound there, do something a little different, okay? Then in measure 25, we're back to the same material. In measure 30 and 31, we have these 16th rests on the downbeat. Want to make sure that we're not late coming off of those. So in measure 29, you know, if you're going to breathe there, you just have to really make sure it's a quick breath, it's a catch breath, because it'll put you behind and you'll be a little late coming off of that 16th rest. So just be observant there and be thinking about that, okay? Be attentive. In measure 40, obviously left hand C all the way through, right? Right, we're going to use left hand C all the way through in that measure. I wouldn't mess around with trying to use right. I mean, you could use right hand C for the 3 C's in the middle. I wouldn't mess around. Just left hand C all the way through. Okay. Measure 46 to 49. Remember, Dr. Card in the performance guide said to observe the small slurs, right? So it's got these big slurs over the measure there, and she says, you know, that those are phrasing slurs. She wants you to observe the smaller slurs. So measure 46, two slur, two slur, two slur. Right? So two slur, and then in 46, 48, you know, 3 and 3, right? So just make sure you're observing those small slurs under there, and you're not slurring the whole thing, in other words, okay? So start slow, have your metronome maybe on the 8th click when you start it. Don't go faster than you can play it correctly. Really make sure you're learning the right notes from the beginning, and then speed it up gradually. Keep track of your metronome markings so that you can see your progress, speed it up, and then eventually you're going to transition to the dotted quarter note beat and feel that big beat in the performance, okay? Good luck.